Hi guys, today I'm going to show you how to install Proxmox, my favorite platform for virtualization. Honestly, I think it is the best out there. Proxmox is so powerful and flexible that it has become my main operating system now. I don't even use a regular OS anymore. Everything I do is in virtual machines. So in this video, we are going to start from the very beginning, covering everything from Proxmox installation, handling initial warnings to setting up your storage. If you stick around after the installation, there are some great tips for you, like fixing update errors and setting up a repository with important configurations for an optimal post-installation setup. So let's get started. Our system is booted with the Proxmox installation media, and we are greeted with this menu. Let's go ahead and select the graphical installation of Proxmox VE. Then hit Enter. Here, we need to accept the license agreement. Just give a quick look. And when you are ready, click on Agree to continue. Now, it's time to select the target disk for installing Proxmox. Here I am using my virtual disk. But if you are setting this up on a dedicated machine, then select the primary disk. Once we have selected the correct disk, we will click on Next. Here, we need to configure our location-based settings. Choose your country, time zone, and keyboard layout. Based on these information, Proxmox will establish the system's regional settings. Once done, click on Next. Now, it's time to configure the root password for the Proxmox system. This is crucial, as this account will be used to manage Proxmox after the installation. For that, make sure to use a strong password and confirm it. Here, we need to provide an email address for system notifications. Since I don't need notifications for this setup, I will just use a dummy email. Now let's proceed to the next step. It's time for configuring the network settings. Proxmox typically detects our network interface automatically. Here, we need to assign a host name and edit the IP address according to our setup. I am satisfied with the settings, so I will proceed to the next step. Here, we can verify the summary of our configuration. Double-check everything before it starts installing Proxmox. Once everything looks good, click on Install. Depending on the hardware, it will take time. Once the installation is complete, the system will reboot. Proxmox has been restarted successfully. We can access it through this IP address. Let's do it. First, let's open the web browser. To access Proxmox, we need to go to the IP address of the Proxmox server. In the address bar, type https:// then the IP address of Proxmox, followed by port number 8006. You will notice that when we try to connect, there's an error saying your connection is not private. This is expected, as Proxmox has self-signed certificate, so don't worry. But if you don't want to see this error again, then you can click on the I button and watch our video on Nginx Proxy Manager. You can bypass this step by clicking on Advanced for now, then select Proceed to Website. This will take us to the Proxmox login page. Here, we will enter root as the username. And for the password, use the one you set during the Proxmox installation. Once you have entered your credentials, click on the Login button. As soon as we logged in, we have encountered this No Valid Subscription alert. You can simply ignore this by clicking on OK. Proxmox will still work perfectly fine without a subscription. Now, we are at the Proxmox dashboard. If we expand the Proxmox server view, we can see some components like network, local storage, and local LVM storage. In the local storage, we only have 45 gigabytes available, while the rest of the storage is in the local LVM. Since we are not using LVM storage, let's delete it and allocate all available storage to the local. To do that, we will click on Data Center on the left panel and go to the Storage tab. Find the LVM storage in the list, select it, and then click on Remove. A confirmation window will pop up, so go ahead and click on Yes. Now, if we go back to the server view, we will not be able to see the LVM storage. But this space needs to be added back to the local storage. So to add it, first we will click on Proxmox from the left menu, and then go to Shell. In the shell, we will type some commands to reallocate the storage. You don't need to worry about copying these right now. I have included the exact commands in the video description. Let's start then. Let me enter the first command. Then type Y and press Enter. Let's execute the next command too. Now we have one more command to execute. Let me do that quickly. Once we are done with execution, let's recheck the local storage. You'll see that it has been assigned entirely now. Next, we will go to the Data Center. Then go to the Storage section. Here, we will select Local. Then click on Edit. In the settings, make sure to enable all the storage options, so this local storage can be used for ISO images, containers, backups, and more. Let's proceed by clicking on OK. Now our local storage is fully configured and can be used for everything in Proxmox. Just one more step and we will be ready to finish. We need to make sure that Proxmox is up to date. To check it, I will click on Proxmox. Then go to Updates. Now we just need to click on this refresh button. This is a warning related to subscription. I will click on OK to continue. You'll notice an error message here, but don't worry, it's because Proxmox is trying to access the enterprise repository, which requires a subscription. We're going to disable this. For that, let's go to the repositories under Updates. Then, select the enterprise repository and click on Disable. Also, disable the other enterprise repository. Now, instead of using the enterprise repository, we will add the no subscription repository, which allows us to get updates without a paid subscription. Let's add it. Select no subscription repository from the list. And click on Add again to confirm. Here we can see that the list has been updated with a no subscription repository. Now, in the place of error, we are getting a warning message, and that is okay. Now, if we go back to Updates and click on Refresh, there are no errors. To finish up, let's upgrade the system. Here, we just need to click on the Upgrade button and press Enter to confirm it. Proxmox will now download and install all the latest updates. That's it. We are successfully logged into Proxmox. Also, we have reconfigured the storage, and set up the update repositories. Your system is now ready to go. If you found this video helpful, I think you should watch the next one on the screen. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. Thanks for watching.